How to draw cherries with coloring pencils. Welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. Today I'm going to show you how to draw these cute little cherries step by step. This is an easy drawing lesson for kids, beginners, and kids of all ages. So let's draw. Hi everyone, welcome to Rain Francis Art for Kids. My name is Rain. In this series, Alphabet Soup, we choose a letter from the alphabet and we draw food that starts with that letter. So let's draw. Okay, let's draw some cherries. Now this is what you're going to need for today's drawing lesson. You're going to need a piece of paper. I have my dollar store drawing pad here. It's 11.5 by 8 inches. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, and if you have an old paintbrush hanging around that you've never used for paint, it's great for dusting off your page. Now for color, today we're going to use coloring pencils. You could probably use markers or crayons if you want to, but I'm going to use coloring pencils. And we basically need 3 colors. We need red, green, and brown. But I also have 2 other colors that I'm bringing in. If you have a sort of a pinkish red color, you know, this is kind of a darker red. This has a little bit of a pink in it, and you could use pink as well. And I have my white pencil that I'm going to use for blending, and I'll show you as we go what I'm going to use all these colors for. Now I'm just going to clear off my page and we can start drawing our cherries. Now to draw cherries, first we're going to write out the word cherries. Since this is alphabet soup, we want to write out the word cherries because C is for cherries. So I've got a capital C here, and I have a small c here, and I'm going to write out cherries. So capital C, we have H, E, R, another R, and we're going to write out the plural. So if it was just cherry, it would be a Y, but we're drawing 2 cherries today. So we have an I, an E, and an S. C is for cherries. And I wanted to mention, I'm so sorry, I forgot about this. I also have my black fine liner marker for outlining, okay? I like to outline, and if you don't have a black fine liner, you can always use a black coloring pencil. All right, my friends? So why don't we start drawing our cherries? Now, a cherry isn't completely round. It's kind of like, let's see, like this. Like, imagine drawing a small apple. Kind of like that. And we're going to draw 2 today. So I'm going to draw one here and one right next to it. You could also look at it like it's kind of heart-shaped, but round at the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to just draw a couple of stems, almost like a triangle here, and it goes down to the middle of this one. And we'll draw another thin line here, because the stems on cherries are pretty skinny. Okay, and a couple of leaves. One big leaf here, and maybe one next to it here, a smaller one. And on the leaf, we'll just draw a line right in the middle. We're going to outline this after. It's going to look really nice. And for our cherries, let's draw the eyes, just so we don't color in the eyes, okay? And for now, we'll just draw 2 ovals. And watch what I do. Well, I'll draw these 2 ovals here too, and I'm kind of drawing them on the side here, and I'll show you why. If you put the pupil like this, it makes it look like this cherry is looking at this cherry. And if you put the pupil on the side like this, it looks like this one's looking at this one, and it's going to look better once we color it all in. You'll see what I mean, but I wanted to show you that. So that's the outline of our cherry. So why don't we start by coloring in the leaves? And I've got my green color here, and I'm just going to start coloring in, and I'm not pressing down hard at all. If you're using coloring pencils and you've watched my videos before, you know why you don't have to press down hard. Because we're going to be coloring it in a second time. We're going to be adding a second layer of color. And we could add a third layer too. But that's the point. You don't want to press down hard, because if you press down hard, you might tire out your hand, or you could break your pencil, the tip of your pencil, and then you have to sharpen and blah, blah, blah. Too much work. So just don't press down hard. And also get into the habit of turning your pencil once in a while. Turning it once in a while. That way you don't wear it all down on one side. Because when you wear it down on one side, again, you have to go back and sharpen, right? And the art supplies don't last too long if we're always sharpening them. So I'm going to add my second layer of green, which means I'm coloring it in a second time, okay? And I'm not pressing down hard, and I'm turning my pencil, and I'm trying to stay inside my lines here. Turning my pencil. You can see the difference right away between 2 layers and 1 layer, right? Doesn't it look much nicer when you have 2 layers? I think it does. Now, if you're using markers, you don't have to add layers, because markers, they have pretty good coloring in them. So, unless they're fading, but usually 1 layer is enough when it comes to markers. You could try doing 2 or 3 layers with crayons too. I don't usually use crayons when I'm drawing. I like coloring pencils and markers. So I'm just finishing up my first leaf here. That's 2 layers. I'm just going to go over it just a little bit with a third layer, just to get any parts that I think need a little bit more color, because I want it to be nice and vibrant. And I'm turning my pencil. But once I outline this all with my black fine liner, it's going to look really, really nice. So, doing the second leaf now. If you see me doing this, it's because I'm turning my pencil. I love cherries. They're so delicious. But they're so expensive. I used to buy them all the time. I always look at the grocery store shopping flyers to keep an eye out when they go on sale. I get a whole bunch of them. There we go. So my leaves are colored in with 2 layers, or maybe 3, of that green color. Now I'm going to take my brown, and I'm going to, there we go. I just drew some brown onto my page there by mistake. So now I've got my brown color, and I'm going to just color in the stems really carefully. And I'm probably going to immediately do a second layer of brown on the stems. Though the brown is pretty dark already, I'm going to give it a second layer. You could use black. You could use green if you like, or red for the stems. I just decided brown was the color today. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and do the second stem. And I am turning my pencil once in a while. I'll give that a second layer right away. My cat is snoring in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. It's like, it's very cute. There we go. Now I just noticed that I missed a spot on the leaf here, so I'm just going to color that in there. There we go. Now for the cherries. This is where my little pinky color comes in. This is my regular red here that I'm going to be using. But that pinkish color, I'm going to just color in a circle right here. Just like that. And I'm going to do it here too. Just a pink circle. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that is because sometimes if you look at a cherry in the light, there's always a spot that kind of shines. So that's going to be our little shiny spot. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color in the rest of the cherry red. I'm going to be careful not to get any red into the eyes or any red into that pink circle. And we're going to be blending. So it's going to look nice when we're done, but for now I'm going to try not to get any red into the pink. And the same goes here. Turn your pencil once in a while and don't worry about pressing down too hard, because we will be doing several layers on this cherry, on both cherries. Okay, I'm going to be very careful not to get any red into the eyes. So being very, very careful here. If you get red into the eyes, don't worry about it. Just try not to. Okay. I tend to hold my breath sometimes when I'm doing detail work. Today I was going to draw a pretzel for you guys, but I practiced and practiced and I could not get it. It's not as easy as it looks. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it's just a pretzel, Rain. Why can't you draw it? I'll have to figure that one out, because I think it would be fun to draw a pretzel. Don't forget to turn your pencil once in a while. There we go. That's my first little cherry. And I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to be careful not to get any red into that pink spot or into the eyes. When I color in little circles. I don't like to color doing straight lines, unless, you know, for here, that's different because that is a straight line. But I don't like coloring with straight lines because I feel like it shows up too much, like a line instead of a blended color. I'm just being careful right here not to get any red into the eyes. There we go. How are you guys doing? Do you like to eat cherries? There's a juice that I really, really like. It's called cranberry cherry juice. Ooh, it's good. I have that every morning. I try not to drink too much of it though because there's a lot of sugar in it, but it's really, really nice. You can taste the cherries. There we go. Don't forget to turn your pencil. Now I'm done with the first layer of my cherries. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to pause for a second because there is a tractor outside and it's very, very loud, and it's going to get even louder, so I will be right back. Okay, that tractor seems to be gone now, so I can continue. I've got that pinky red color here, and what I'm going to do is apply a second layer over the entire cherry. And you're going to see how the two colors are going to blend very nicely together. And we're still going to have that little pink spot. I think it's going to look super duper, super nice. And then I'll show you after what I do with the white. I was sure that my dogs would start barking as soon as they heard that tractor, but they're all sleeping. I've said this before, when I start doing my art videos, my dogs and cats all fall asleep. It's really, really cute. I guess my voice calms them down. So I'm not pressing hard. And I'm turning my pencil. You see the difference? Isn't that nice? The color is much more vibrant when you add layers. And that's the thing with layers, you don't have to stay with one color. You could add different colors, you know. I've got pink and red here together and it looks really nice. I live in the Maritimes of Canada. That means I live near the Atlantic Ocean on the east side of Canada. And you can't get local cherries here. They all come from Washington in the United States. That's where all of our cherries are from. When you go to the grocery store, it's Washington cherries. So we don't get them that often, and when they're in the store, like I said, I keep an eye on the price and try to buy them when they're really on sale. So look at the difference. You can see a big difference there, and we've still got our little pink spot. So we're going to do the same thing with this cherry here. Just 2 layers. And again, I'm being careful. I don't want to get any of that pinkish color into the eyes. You know what's really nice is when you put cherries in ice cream. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to an ice cream store. It was like a little restaurant, but all they sold was ice cream. So it was an ice cream shop, I guess you could call it. And you'd go up to the counter and you'd say, okay, well, I want this ice cream and this one, and how many scoops, and what do you want on top? Do you want it on a cone, or do you want it in a bowl? And then at the end, they'd always ask you, do you want a cherry on top? And I always said, yes, 2 please. 2 cherries on top. All right, I am almost done here. Are you guys almost done too? There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Now let me see. I have my white color, and this is optional. You don't have to do this, but if you have white, I'm gently going to go over that pink circle just to make it stand out a little more. You see what blending colors can do? It makes it a little more pink. Just like that. And I think I'm going to take that pink color again and just quickly do a 3rd layer, but I'm not going to go over the spot where I put the white. I want that to stay that color. But I'm just going over it just to make sure I got everything. And then we're going to add some detail after. You can add as many layers as you want. It's all up to you till you get the color that you like. And you might notice also sometimes you can't add any more layers because these coloring pencils, there's some wax in them. And when there's a lot of wax on your page, there's no more color that you can apply on it. It just won't let you anymore. So, but you'll know when you get to that point. Okay, these are looking so cute. So now we're going to add some detail. I've got my black fine liner, and I'm going to outline the whole thing. I'm not going to outline the stems, but I'm going to outline the entire cherry, the leaves. And I'm trying to follow my pencil lines here. Oops. There we go. I think I'm running out of ink in this pen. Yeah, I'm running out of ink, it seems. Let's see if I can finish this up before I run out of ink. Okay. While I'm on the leaves, I'm going to add some detail. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to outline first, and then I'll add detail. I may have to get another pen. I'm just being careful. I want to go over my pencil line because I'm not erasing my pencil marks today. I usually do that if I'm coloring it in with marker, but when it's coloring pencil, I don't usually erase, so I'm being careful. And it's good because it teaches you to pay attention to details. There we go. Now I'm going to outline the eyes. I think it's looking pretty cute so far. Okay, now let's add some detail. The first detail that we're going to add are some, what they're called, veins in the leaves, you see? I'm just going to add some veins in these leaves. You can add as many as you want. They don't have to be perfect. There we go. And I'm going to color in the pupils black. Usually I use my Sharpie for this, but these are small eyes, so my little marker can handle it if I don't run out of ink. I hear that tractor again. Hope he's not coming this way. Before I finish, I don't want to stop. But it really is loud when he comes by because there's some people building a house nearby. And they use my road to drive through. And that tractor is really, really loud. There, you see what I mean? It looks like this one's looking at this one and this one's looking at this one. How about we make one a boy and one a girl? So let's make this one a boy. So for the boy, we'll just give him some eyebrows. And we'll give him a smile with a little semicircle there, and it makes it look like he has a cheek. Okay, I'm just going to outline that a little better. And this one's going to be a little female. So first we'll give her some eyebrows, and we'll give her some eyelashes. And we'll give her a smile like that too, just kind of a half smile with a cheek. Isn't that cute? I absolutely love this drawing today. I think it's so adorable. All right, my friends, don't forget to sign your work. I want you to be very, very proud of the beautiful work of art that you just created. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, my friends, and we will see you next time on Alphabet Soup. Thanks for watching. Bye.